Okay, so I'm going to be going over the homework for tonight, and it's page 11 in our binder, but it's entitled Rate of Change in Initial Value, Word Problem, and Graph. So the homework was to do numbers 2 through 7, okay? And basically what you're supposed to do is write an equation and then write the initial value as an ordered pair. So if I didn't do it with your class, then I'm doing it right now. It says in this particular one, number 2, it says, in order to join an online learning community, there is a $20 startup fee and a $5 monthly fee. Okay, so based on this, which one is your rate of change? Remember that rate of change is anything that repeats. Okay, so for example, when you see monthly, that means every month you have to pay $5. So words like every month or monthly or daily or weekly or per month. And whenever you see words like that, that's something that is repeating and that has to be added or subtracted every month. Whereas this one, the $20 startup fee, is a one-time value. So this is the initial value, okay? All right, so based on that, once you have that, you know that you have enough information to write an equation. If you remember, the equation is always going to be y equals blank x plus blank. The first blank, the one that goes with the x, is your rate of change, and the constant that has no x is going to be your initial value. So since we already decided which one's our initial value and rate of change, our rate of change is going to go here, and our initial value goes here. Now remember, you can pause the video and rewind and replay the video anytime as much as you need until you understand. And then it says write the initial value as an ordered pair. Well, our initial value is a 20, but to write it as an ordered pair, you got to show that it's at stage 0 that the value is 20. So whenever you write it as an ordered pair, just write 0 as your x value, and then 20 goes in as your initial value, okay? So there you go. It's pretty easy. The rest of these are pretty straightforward. So I would suggest that you pause the video here, see if you can annotate number 3 like I did number 2, and then see if you can come up with the answer. Okay, so anytime, pause the video and do as much as you can on your own, play the video, check, and then listen to my explanation if you missed it. Number 3, in order to become a member of the Library All-Star Members Club, there is a $40 sign-up fee and a $2 monthly fee. Alright, so the $40 sign-up fee is my initial value, not because it's the first number that you see, but because it is a one-time fee, whereas this one is a repeating value, a monthly fee, so that's a rate of change. Okay, write an equation that models a situation. Well, remember, this is what we're following it after, so y equals, and then the rate of change is 2x, and then plus 40, because 40 is our initial value. And then it says write the initial value, which is 40, as an ordered pair. Well, here's my ordered pair. You start with 0, and then you write 40, and there it is as your ordered pair. Number 4, Cameron is designing a calendar as a fundraising project for math class. The cost of printing is $500 plus $250 per calendar. When you see this word per, that means this is your rate of change. Okay? And then this is your initial value. Okay? Hold on one second. I need to go open the door for somebody. Okay, so that means if we're going to write an equation, to start off with y equals, and the rate of change is $2.50. So 250x, and then plus the one-time $500 fee. So there is my equation. Then it says write the initial value as an ordered pair. Well, we know that the initial value is at stage 0, and the initial value is $500. So it's 0, 500. Now number 5, I guess the reason I put, I didn't need to put a star next to the 4. So the reason I put a star next to the 5 was because it's going to have a negative involved. So here, an airplane 30,000 feet above the ground begins descending at a rate of 2,000 feet per minute. Okay, so this is your initial value because that's where the airplane starts. And then the rate of change, see words like per or even the word rate gives you a big hint that this number is your rate of change. But it doesn't put a negative there. I put that negative there because of this descending. So it's important that your number reflects that. So now that I know what my initial value and rate of change are, the rate of change comes after this equals, so it's going to be negative or it's going to be multiplied with the x. So the thing is, you want to make sure you put a negative here because you're descending. If you're subtracting 2,000 over and over again, then you want to make sure that that's reflected in your equation. But you did start off at a positive 300 or 30,000 feet. So that doesn't change. So this is a positive, then you subtract 2,000, subtract 2,000, subtract 2,000 every time the airplane is flying for a minute. Okay, the initial value, again, written as an order pair, 0, comma, and then 30,000. Nope, that's 300,000, right? Yeah. Let's see if I can erase this. So 30,000, okay? And then this one, find the altitude of the plane after 5 minutes. Well, if it's dropping 2,000 feet every minute, then it's going to drop 10,000 feet in 5 minutes. So here's, if it helps you, draw a table. Follow along with me, okay? And the x is the minutes, okay? And you may not know that that's what you put for x, but for now, go ahead and do that with me. And then this is the altitude, the height, altitude. So at 0 minutes, before the airplane starts descending, the airplane is at 30,000 feet. But 1 minute later, as it descends, it's going to drop 2,000 feet. So subtract 2,000 from 30,000. That becomes 28,000. But if I want to know what height it's going to be at 5 minutes later, it's going to keep on dropping another 2,000. So 26,000. Then subtract 2,000, it'll be 24,000. Subtract 2,000, it'll be 22,000. Subtract 2,000, it'll be 20,000. And 5 minutes later, the airplane has now dropped from 30,000 feet to 20,000 feet. Now some of you may be like, Ms. Hong, all I did was, in my calculator, just subtract, and you did it 5 times until you got to 20,000. That's one way to do it. Some of you guys took the 2,000, multiplied by 5, got 10,000, and then subtracted from 30,000, and you still get the same. Number 6. When visiting Baltimore, Maryland, you need to rent a taxi to get from your hotel to the National Aquarium. The taxi company charges a flat fee of $3 for using the taxi and 75 cents per mile. This is my key here, that's my rate of change. A flat fee means you pay at once. That's your initial value. Okay, write an equation to model the situation. So y equals rate of change, 0.75x, plus the $3 that you started with. Okay, the initial value is 0, $3. Okay, and number 7, suppose that a bike rents for $4, okay, plus, here's the $1.50 per hour. That's my rate of change. This is my initial value. Write an equation to model the situation. Y equals $1.50 per hour, okay, plus the $4 that you already have to pay. Write the initial value as an OR pair, 0, 4. Okay, like I said, I'm hoping that you pause the video at any point. If it helps you, try doing it again without the video and see if you can get it right. Okay? All right, this ends the video.